Beat making basics.
What's going on YouTube? Beat Making Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to my channel, please do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe first and then go ahead and like the video. As well as leave me a comment because I do answer your questions and your suggestions as far as videos. So let's go ahead and jump into today's video. I just basically wanted to go over the quickest way to make drum beats or drum patterns in Logic Pro 10 using the piano roll, okay? So the quickest way to make drum patterns using the piano roll in Logic Pro 10. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's first off talk about what the piano roll is and how to access it. There's two ways to access the piano roll. One is going to be by clicking on the scissors right over here at the top left of the screen. Okay. Second one is actually if you go to your keyboard and push the letter P, it's also going to pull up the piano roll. If you look at the piano roll here, basically you have a couple of different things that you want to pay attention to. Number one, let's look at the keys here. These actually coordinate with the actual piano. So you have middle C, and you have, I'm actually playing like a sample here, so you're not going to be able to hear that part, but you have the white keys and the black keys. And actually if you look over here in what's called the grid, which is this area, you see how the grid has like darker lines and lighter lines. Those are actually coordinated with the dark keys or the black keys and the white keys. Something to keep in mind. Second thing here that let's look at is like actual time and timing of things. So if you look here right now, I have a 4-bar loop set up here. 1 bar, 2 bars, 3 bars, 4. And if you look in each bar, there are different measurements of time. So there's different ticks and stuff like that. They all measure time. All right. And so with music theory, let's look at that real quick. So in music theory, what we have here, if I was to make a note that would last a full bar here, we'll call that a whole note. Vice versa, if we had a note that was half the bar, it would be a half note, then a quarter note, an eighth note, 16th note, and it goes even shorter than that. Now I'm telling you these things for a reason because when it comes to making drum patterns, your note lengths are going to matter based on the type of instrument that you're using to create your drum patterns. Okay, so for instance, say with an 808, you're probably going to do longer notes rather than short notes. So I'm just going to draw in a note real quick. If I push Command, it's going to pull open my pencil, and then after that I can just click in here. I'm going to click on middle C. And as you can see, it's a real short note as of right now. Definitely can't even already even tell it's a 808. But when you change the note length, it's gonna basically change the way that 808 is gonna sound. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and highlight this, and then I'm gonna take this and extend this note out like this from the end. And we could just take it out at least half of the measure. That's gonna be a half note right there. And let's see now how the 808 sounds. Now, it's pretty basic here, but as we progress in this tutorial, it's going to all make sense. Now, I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and we're going to keep on going here. Now, first thing first, I'm going to go ahead. I have this. This is actually a preset in Logic Pro 10 that I created. It has a couple of different drum sounds and different things like that. So just to save time on the tutorial so I don't have to, look for sounds and stuff like that. So just to kind of fill you in on that, I also have a loop that's set up right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this loop down, and then we're going to make an actual drum pattern. And I'm going to be showing you the quickest way to do it in here. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to lay this pattern down. All right, bet. So that's laid down. This basic. You just want to have like a basic melody, because when you don't, sometimes it can make it the drum creating a drum pattern hard. So have a melody first. Let's check it out now. All right, bet. So now we have that. Let's just go ahead and jump into actually making the drum pattern. So we can push the letter P or click on the scissors. The first thing I would always recommend making in your drum patterns is either a clap or a snare. And it's pretty simple to lay down a clap or a snare if you're looking at all the different measures here. So if we have a 4-bar loop, you're basically going to lay the clap or the snare directly in the middle of each, bar. So let's see what you're talking about here. If I click this, that's okay. Let's see. That's going to be the note we're going to play. And so I would just go ahead and push Command, click on here, and I can actually take this and make this a smaller note. You know what I mean? And pretty much the same note is going to be placed in each of those bars. So a quick trick, instead of me having to come here and just find each place right here and place the notes, I can come back up here, highlight it, and push Command R. And now push Command J to join this, and basically I have my clap. So check this out. Let's go. Alright, cool. So that's going to be the first thing. And then, like, if I have my snare, say if I want to do a snare pattern that's not just a constant clap, maybe it's like a snare pattern where it's going. Alright, I have this MIDI keyboard out for if people don't know, and I'm just playing on the MIDI keys here. But basically, I would just draw this note, that same pattern right in. So a cool way to basically find out where you should place notes is actually if you use this playhead and watch it, okay, and just listen to your pattern right here. While this is going, you can kind of see where you should probably place a note. So like, for instance, for that snare pattern, if I'm doing that clap, 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 I'm going to actually listen and hear the pattern in my head first. And while this is going, I can see where I should place it. So let's just show you. So, of course, I'm going to push my first note here. And as you can see, like this guy right here, I can hear that note should go right there. And just visually, I can see this playhead showing me where I should place it. So check it out. See what I'm saying? It's with that playhead's got to go right about here. So that's why I placed the note there. And so, again, another simple trick here, instead of having to go here and really place all these notes over again, I can copy and paste these notes. And if I do like this and push Command R, it's going to double this. Now, another way you can copy and paste things, obviously, this is a simple way, is this that I like to use a lot, is hold down Option, and then I can just drag this on over to the next place I want it. So I could go like this. That's another way to copy things. Alright, cool. So now you kind of understand some of the basic elements of this. Let's go to another level with it. So again, with note lengths, especially with like hi-hats, you can do a lot of cool things based on the length of the note of the instrument. So like, for instance, obviously for a constant hi-hat pattern, you're probably going to want to go with either an 8th note, which is this length right here, or a 16th note. And so let's go with a 16th note. A cool thing in Logic, like after you set a note length and click off of it, if you click back on, it just records like that note length just by clicking on it. And now I can push Command, and anywhere I place, it's going to be that same note length. So check this out. And this is another tip too, when you're actually making your beats in the actual piano roll, when you're first starting off, I would recommend actually formulating your beats at least one measure at a time or 2 measures at a time. Okay, so check this out. And see, like, okay, I don't like that constant pattern. Let's do something different. I said, you know, start with 1 or 2 measures at a time. Let's go. You can delete notes. All right, cool. So let's say that you want to do your hi-hat pattern. If you want to do some more detailed things here, so like hi-hat rolls and stuff, you can basically start off by clicking on, holding down Command, and then you can just change the note length. You can highlight everything, and if you hold down Option, move that over like that. Now you got a different hi-hat pattern. Now that you have this like cool little pattern right here, if you want to, you can also take this and copy and paste it somewhere else in the loop. So I can take that, highlight it, Command C. That's gonna copy it, and I can use this playhead to place it anywhere. So I can place it like right there. Push Command V, and there you go. Let's check it out. Now, this is cool and all, but one thing I'm noticing is that this little roll right here is a little too loud. If I go over here and highlight it and look down here, sometimes you won't see it, but if you click this guy right here and click here, usually you can access your note velocity, and you can just pull the note velocity of some of those rolls down, and it will make the beat sound a whole lot better, messing with the velocity of notes as well. Also, if you ever get into a situation where you're placing the notes wrong, you can still come over here and quantize. So just a quick rule of thumb, the higher the note right here, or the actual number right here, is going to be coordinating with the smaller the note is. So for instance, for that one, I'm probably going to go for the 1/64, and it literally locked everything in place. So I can actually come over here and highlight everything and do 1/64. And if there's any instances where things aren't playing right, you know what I'm saying, it'll lock it in. So let's check it out. And basically, as you keep on playing this over and over again, this little white line, again, this playhead, can help you visually see where you're going to place stuff. And so like whatever you like hear in your head that you want to place in here next, all you got to do is kind of see where this playhead is, where it is at the point in time, and you can just zoom in by pushing an Option, and zooming in by scrolling left or right on your trackpad or your mouse, and you can come over here and, like, you know, draw in. So check it out. Let's keep on going. So like for instance, say if I want to put something after this part right here that goes rat. So check it out. You kind of see where this is going to be, and I think it will start about right here. I'll start off simple and just drag this on out like that. Quantize it. All right, and say, just to make this a little more interesting, if it's sounding too loopy, all you have to do is take one of these and move it up or down. And you can also do something with the velocity here where you'll just take a line like this and just scroll over like that, and you can have like an ascending or a descending pattern. You can also use Command Z to undo. So if you don't like anything, you can just keep on undoing it till it's up out of here. And like I said, focusing on these like the smaller parts within the beat instead of like trying to come up with a pattern throughout the whole 4-bar loop, at least with drawing it in here, can be hard. So like you're just coming up with a pattern just within either 1 bar or 2 bars can make it easy. Now I can take this and I can push Command R and copy and paste it over here basically. And if I want to, I can still come over here and now, even bring in a little bit more variation. And so now we got a whole little pattern here that's ready to go and it's pretty lit. Let's see. I can come over here now and work on the kick. See where I want to place it. Hold down Command. You can zoom in here. And I can come over here and push that velocity up to make sure that kick is punching through at the strongest point. And literally, I don't really necessarily have to do too much more. I can push Command R, and we have a whole situation going where I have a drum loop. cool. So let's go ahead and go to the favorite part, which is the 808. I'm gonna push the letter P, and now let's go ahead and bring this full circle all the way home. Now again, you want to start off maybe with just doing either one measure or two measures at a time. So let's just start with one measure. Now it's important to get the actual make sure your 808 is in tune. So you can just start off by playing the note first, just to make sure it's in tune, and then you can go from there. Make sure that the velocity is up on that, and you can extend the note. This is another trick what you could do with 808s. Extend an 808 out the whole length, especially if you know that it's not going to be changing up too much. And now you can come over here and highlight that 808 and use this playhead to do what's called trimming or cutting it, and push Command T at different places to trim this up. And it's going to create another note. Okay, we can finish this out. Push Command R. Now I can work on this second part and change up this the notes here. Command T. Okay, and you can always come in here and swap out the melody and do a whole new 808 pattern. But check this out. Here's the basic drum loop though. basically what I'm showing you is literally once you have a dope pattern, you can throw any type of loop on here and it's gonna go crazy. So like I have these cloudy trap loops right here. You can literally come over here and throw one of those on as well. And this cloudy trap loops kit is actually on my site, beatmakingbasics.com, so check it out. Then with the 808, obviously, say if you want to keep things super simple, right? Push P. I bet. So another way you could do your 808s is just by following the kick pattern. So I can just take this and drag it up by pushing Option or holding down Option. And now I can just move the pattern in place. And it was the E. And see, all we got to do now is just move the note length, extend the length of the note. Now it's a whole beat. Now we lit. And listen, I call this video the quickest way. Is because I'm giving you quick ways. If you really go back throughout the video, I'm giving you quick ways that you could create, a hi-hat pattern. Quick ways you could create clap pattern, snare pattern, kick pattern, 808 pattern, and do it all to different melodies. That's why I'm calling this particular video the quickest way to make, drum patterns in Logic Pro 10 and using the piano roll. But anyway, y'all, I think that's about enough sauce for this video. If y'all want more videos like this, leave suggestions in the comment section below. This was actually one of the I had one of our subscribers gave the suggestion, and here the video is, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you do that. And also, y'all, look, I got courses that have hours of content of information in them. I'm talking about these courses got premium stuff that you're gonna want to, get to know in those courses. All right, so make sure you go to my site, beatmakingbasics.com, grab the courses, download them. You're not going to be dissatisfied. Obviously, like once you download them, you don't need like a password or the internet to keep accessing the content. You'll download it and it will be right there forever on your computer. You can use it and utilize it whenever you want. Also, same thing with all of my drum kits and sound packs, loop kits, stuff like that. All of that is available for download at my site, beatmakingbasics.com. Without further ado, we're out. Appreciate you watching.